Hi, everybody. It's Mr. Gray here. Thank you again for another fantastic week of school. We're getting really close to spring break, so I have a few announcements for you first for next week. Because of open house, we didn't really do anything to celebrate Read Across America Day. So we moved it to the end of this month. So on Thursday, next week on the 26th, it's going to be read all day. So we'll read with our buddies, we'll read inside, we'll read outside. The kids can bring books and blankets so they can kind of make themselves comfortable. And we'll just read all day to kind of celebrate both Dr. Seuss's birthday, which was at the beginning of the month, and also just reading and how much fun and joy that brings us. So that'll be really exciting. And it's a really fun day that the kids really like. The next day, Friday, March 27th, is early dismissal. Everybody gets out at 1:05 that day, and that's because spring break is the next week, March 30th through April 3rd. No school that week. If your kids are signing up for the talent show, there's a form they need to turn in to me that goes to Mr. Colbert, and that has to be in by April 10th, which is the last day of the week once we're back from spring break. In reading, we're finishing up our novel study of Alexander Hamilton, The Outsider. We're doing that. The kids are learning about Alexander Hamilton, but they're also learning about the Revolutionary War, which is what we're studying in social studies. We're writing, it's kind of like a poem in a sense. It's summarizing different parts of the story for Alexander Hamilton and then putting that together in a poetic way based on the book The Important Book by Margaret Wise Brown. Parts of the Revolutionary War. So the kids are learning about it through this Alexander Hamilton novel. They're learning about it through the book I'm reading called I Survived, The American Revolution. And they're learning about it by learning about each of the important battles in the Revolution and then writing about those things. So we're fully encompassed, fully engaged in the Revolution right now. In math, we're still working on converting units. Next week, we'll look at converting time units and also converting both metric and imperial units. And then in social studies, like I said, we're still looking at the important battles of the Revolution. And we just picked like 8 or so of the really biggest battles that were kind of big turning points in the war. And then the kids are writing a little important stanza. It's almost like poetry, but it's really kind of a summary of the important things that happened at those battles. In science, we'll have Science Lab with Ms. DeMarco. We'll meet with our second grade buddies next week and do reading, which will be fun. And then we'll have board games in Mrs. Kovac's class on Friday. We're still doing physical fitness testing. We should be pretty much finished next week, with the exception of maybe a few makeups. But other than that, we're pretty much finished up with that. Pretty much everybody will have done all the physical fitness testing by the end of next week. So maybe just a few makeups after spring break. The kids are working on their third chit chat. We're looking at March Mammal Madness, and then we'll start we've already started the All Apis project at the end of this current week. We won't meet on this last week before spring break, and then we won't meet during spring break, so the kids won't meet again for a few weeks. We're looking at the end of the end of May for our All Apis project showcase. We're looking at the kind of dates and kind of deciding, but it's likely the week of May 18th. Currently, it's looking like that Friday, but we're still figuring out a few things. So just keep that in mind. That'll be a really fun event. That's our All Apis project, is where there's one 4th grader, one 5th grader, and one 6th grader all in a group working on something. So that'll be very exciting. As always, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. But we should have a great week next week, and then we get a week off for spring break, and then we're in the final little chapter of the school year. So things are moving quick at this point, and the end of the school year will go really fast, but it'll be really fun and really exciting. So have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.